a policy today. Let's see. Once I pull up this link real quick, it's gonna be I'm getting YouTube going right now, so give me 2 seconds. I don't know if there's a USAA in this Dropbox, but I can see. Let me see. Hang on 1 second, guys. I'm gonna get the YouTube to pause and then we'll go policy today. All right, so we're gonna go over a life insurance policy. Let me pull up my Dropbox file really fast. Taylor's requesting a USAA policy. I'll see if I can find one. Does anybody else have a company they want me to go over if I can't find a USAA policy?
Snake Farm. Always Snake Farm. I have a vendetta against them.
New York Life.
New York Life. Okay, we did State Farm the other day, so let's see if I can do that one. There is no USA. So
Dude, there's commercials for everywhere. You gotta find one because they're AARP.
AARP.
No, USAA. I know, but AARP. Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
It's
Okay.
The USAA commercials are dangerous. They're $14.99.
All right, let's see. I got a New York Life one right here. I don't know what it is though. I didn't look yet. I didn't like read it. So all right, it's a whole life policy. So sorry for the background noise.
Sorry.
All right, so it's a whole life policy. So this is a New York Life whole life policy. I go tag your people on the call. If one of your teammates should be on and they're not, go give them a little tag real quick, wake them up. All right, so it's a whole life policy issued in 7/8/2000. Let's see. Whole life. The guy was 46 when this was issued, which means he's definitely older now. Class risk standard. It actually so it issued August 11th. Sorry, so 8/11. And then he's the owner, and it's a $50,000 of face value. And his spouse is the beneficiary, and then kids are secondary beneficiary. So all right, so my man's paying $98 a month. So $98 a month for his whole life insurance policy. So the interest rate referred to in the basis of the computation section is 4.5% a year. So 4.5% a year, is that above or below market average for mutual funds? Someone put that in the Zoom chat real quick. Is that above or below market average for mutual funds? Way below, right? Way below. Okay. All right. So $98 a year, or a month, excuse me. He's putting this into this for the first 2 years. There is $0 in cash value. Okay. So 2 years, no cash. Everybody type no cash in the Zoom chat. There is no money in this account. Okay. Also, paid up insurance is how much? 0. No life insurance either. So for the first 2 years, he has no life insurance and also no cash, and he's paying $98 a month. Seems like a good plan. All right, next. I don't know why this is highlighted right here, but it is. But $4,000 of cash value at year 6, $10,000 in paid up insurance, but it's a $50,000 death benefit, right? Well, no, he's got 10 grand right there of paid up insurance. That means he's got 10,000. So if they want to reinstate the policy, guys, so y'all know how, like, if your policy lapses, you actually just did this yesterday for somebody, your policy lapses, you can then go and reinstate your policy. You have 6 months with Primerica without having to do a medical check to reinstate it. You have 90 days to adjust your coverage without a medical check. Okay, so like, let's say you get approved for 300 grand, but you really wanted $1 million. Well, you can do that without a medical check with Primerica within 90 days. All right. So if we do this, and let's say your policy lapsed with New York Life, you must have evidence of insurability that is acceptable to them. What does that mean? And no one knows, right? We don't know what is acceptable to them, right? It's not a for sure thing. It's just acceptable to them, right? That's so. Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not for sure. It's not, they don't give you guidelines of what that looks like. So the cash value and loan in this, so let me back up really quick. The reinstatement of the policy, you have 5 years to reinstate it, but they have to have the evidence of insurability acceptable to them, which means that they have the guidelines and they don't tell you what it is for it to reinstate. With Primerica, you don't have to redo your medical check. You just get it, you just put it back in force and it's good. So cash value and loans, they can defer on paying out to a loan for up to 6 months. So if you wanted to cancel your policy, guys, with New York Life, or not cancel, excuse me, if you wanted to borrow money from your policy, like take money out of it, take the cash out of the account, they could wait up to 6 months to pay you out the loan that you want. So they tell you, hey, your money is accessible. You can use it whenever you need to. You can borrow it, whatever. But then they don't actually give you the ability to get the money for 6 months, up to 6 months. All right. And then the interest rate is going to be at least 3.5%. Okay. So the interest rate on the policy is at least 3.5%. Okay. I don't know why it says you earn 3.5, because you earned 4.5 on the interest. So I think that was a typo, but 4.5 is the interest, 3.5 is the loan, the interest rate here. So the loan interest rate will never be less than the interest rate shown on the policy data plus 1.5. So look, do you see this? It says that this rate will be at least 3.5, but then read the next paragraph on the next page. The loan interest rate will never be less than the interest rate shown on the policy data page. That's this 3.5% plus 1%. So it's 4.5%, right? So guys, so the loan repayment though is going to deduct any unpaid loan from the money when you go to take the money out of your account. Okay, so these are just reasons that this thing is terrible in terms of borrowing money against this policy. This doesn't even have like the cost of insurance or anything like that. There it is. I was gonna say I haven't even been able to find it yet, and it's in New York, so it has to. All right. So for the first, this is sideways, and I'm sorry. Wait, I think I can flip it. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can figure out how to flip it. Maybe not. Okay, sorry. I can't flip it, at least not quickly, but I'll go fast just so you don't have to break your neck to look at this thing. But so the cash surrender value for the first 2 years is guaranteed to be 0, and then it goes to 850, 1850, 2900, 4000, etc., and it grows, and it actually keeps going up. This is one of the few whole life insurance policies that I've seen the cash surrender value, the guaranteed number, continue to climb. Usually it does one of these things and then it comes back down, right? It gets to a kind of a peak and then it goes down. So like, in my opinion, this is one of the least bad whole life policies I've ever seen set up, at least in this. So if we go over here though, if we go to year 34, let's see, does it start going down? No, it still goes up. At year 54, when they're 100 years old, there's $50,000 in cash available, right? So this dude's been paying for 54 years for 12 months. It's $98 he's been putting in there. For 648 months, it should be 63,504, but it's only 50. Why? Because there's all the fees and there's no growth. Okay. So let's just go look at Primerica real quick. Let's go look at Primerica and see. Great. Service temporary unavailable. That's awesome. Perfect. Let's see if I can log in, see if it'll let me. Trying to show you guys like a buy term, invest a difference. Awesome. It's not working. Give me 1 second. Let me try to log in on my phone. While I'm logging in on my phone, y'all need to be getting ready to take your life insurance. You either need to have your life insurance exam scheduled or your SIE scheduled, guys, because we have the momentum to promote RVPs right now in the next few months, but we don't have the licenses to do that. Yeah, and you need to have your securities license to get promoted so you can invest, right? Because it's buy term and invest the difference. What I'm going to show you right now with this dude, you would not have been able to do the second part of this policy with this gentleman if you're not investment licensed. So y'all need to get your investment licenses done. All right, so standard health, male, He's 46. He's got 50 grand on an instant issue policy. Worst case scenario, well, that's 500 grand. Hang on. 50 grand. So worst case scenario, we're looking at 47.67. That's $50 less than $98, right? So 47. Oh my gosh, I can't write. 47.67 plus $50 for his investments is actually going to give him 97.67. So we're saving this man 37 cents or 33 cents, Josh. Watch this though. So he's got a 30-year term for $50,000 in coverage. This is worst case scenario, guys. Then we take him. I know you guys can't see my screen. I'm sorry. But then we take him and we invest $50 a month for 30 years on the life insurance policy at a, let's say, 11% rate of return. That's $140,000. Worst case scenario, guys, worst case, right? Because if we jump back,
Hurry up.
if we jump back to this part and look at the life insurance policy really fast, go all the way back up to the top. So remember, he's 46. He's got $50,000 in coverage and his monthly premium is 98, right? So we took him with us and we got him a 30-year term for $50,000 of coverage. Worst case scenario is $47. Best case scenario, if he wanted more coverage, if he wanted 150,000, we get him a medical check potentially. Best case scenario on that one would be 3605. So Josh, you could potentially get this man 3 times the coverage for $36 a month. And now you invest $60 a month instead of 50 over that same time frame is 168 grand. Right. And they're looking at 54 years at the end of this policy. I just want you guys to see that, to hear this number. This is crazy. So if this guy invested $98 a month invested loose term, right, into his life insurance and his investments, his whole life policy at $98 a month, it's $63,000 that he would have.
No waffle.
Okay. If he would have 50 grand of cash surrender value available. Okay. If he was working with one of you and you set him up and he got the best health rating and he had 150,000 instead of 50,000, and then he has $60 a month that he's free to invest for 54 years, which is how long this is. That's how long he's going to have to pay. He would have $2.4 million instead of 50,000. Which, if it were you, which would you rather have? Just go ahead and put it in the Zoom chat. Would you rather buy term and invest the difference, or would you rather have a whole life insurance policy? I'll let y'all figure that one out yourselves. But like if they just had the life insurance, like if all that we were able to do is set them up with life insurance, but then you don't invest with them, all they have at the end of their policy is nothing. That's the same situation. Y'all understand this? If you don't help your clients buy term and invest the difference, it is just more coverage on something that's eventually going to run out. You need to make sure that when you're beating people's policies that you are setting them up with the investments, because if you don't, they're just buying term. And at the end, they're going to have just as much money as they would in a whole life policy. Which is why you guys we have to make sure we're getting our investment licenses done. And I want to give a shout out to those of you guys that are currently studying for it. I know there's a handful of you guys that are. Take it seriously, guys, because once you get that done, you're going to be able to really help your clients on a very high level, make a big difference over time. And you're going to just kind of stumble into rollovers. You're going to just, by recruiting, you find things, right? You find money out there. You find the ability to be able to help clients with their investments, which pays you very well, but also helps them because they don't know what's going on with their money sitting in old 401ks and 403bs and stuff like that. Guys, like in the last 30 days, just through conversations like at the gym and at church and stuff like that, I've found about $200,000 just like there from old 401ks that needs to be moved. You need to get your licenses done. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to have Lynette. She's not on the call today, so she doesn't know I'm going to do this, but I'm going to talk to her today or tomorrow, and I'm going to have her come on one of these mornings and get you guys and show you how to get into the licensing for investments and walk you guys through how to study for it. Guys, you should be through it in a month. You should get licensed. You should get your life insurance license and then focus on your investment license for 4 to 6 weeks at the most. Get your SIE done, and then you just move right onto the 6 and 63. All right, if you're in a waiting period or whatever, that's fine. Doesn't matter. Like, you should still study, get ready to take your test. Like, we have to get these things, we have to get these tests done, these investment licenses done. Otherwise, it's just going to be a whole bunch of life insurance, which is good, but we need to make sure we're investing the difference. We need to make sure we're really helping our clients. All right. Anybody got anything else they want to ask or share, anything like that this morning?
Yeah, absolutely, I do. So also, guys, we also have to remember that like whole life cash value policies, you know, when their snake farm agent or their AAA agent, right, is telling them that they're going to grow cash value, right? They're paying for 50,000, but as that cash value accumulates, right? Let's say they get to 40,000 in cash value, right? They're not paying for the same amount of coverage because they almost never give them the cash value and the death benefit, right? So as the cash value actually accumulates, the benefit that they're actually getting is depreciating over time. So like, for example, we use John and Mary in some of those slides, and it shows, you know, they'll have 74 grand in 30 years, and John and Mary have 100 grand worth of coverage. Well, in 30 years, once they have that 74 grand, really they're only paying for the difference, right? The difference between 74 and 100 is 26 grand, right? Because the life insurance company is going to take that 30 years worth of savings once Mary takes that 100 grand. So really, they're only paying for the 26 grand. They're not actually getting that whole 100. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that people have to understand is our policies do not depreciate over time. We have what's called an inflation benefit rider that adjusts their death benefit at no extra cost for the rate of inflation to maintain the value of the policy. And that's why I say, bar none, we have the best coverage on the market anywhere. And I tell some of my people that like to watch like the Hulu and Breaking Bad, if anybody remembers Heisenberg coming up with the blue crystals, okay, we have the blue crystals. All right, we have the best stuff on the market today. I know Dan's struggling, but it's the truth, guys. We're better. We're better. We have the blue crystals. That's all I gotta
Josh
say.
out there in the valley just selling drugs to people. So I'm just kidding.
Got to do what you got to do.
Whatever you gotta do, right? Hey, all right, guys. It's 8:22. We're gonna get up on out of here, guys. Go post in the. I said this. I've told you guys to do this the last couple of days, and there's been like one person that's done this. So we'll see how many of you guys are coachable. Go into the Telegram chat, the Redemption Hierarchy Telegram, the main one, and post what you're gonna close today. How many recruits? How much premium? I am 4x2 or whatever. Just go put that in the Zoom or in the Telegram chat. If you don't know, talk to your trainer. Go post what your activity is for the day. How many appointments are you getting?